ice grilling me. Oh, you not feeling me? Fine, it costs you nothing. Pay me no mind.
Alright, let's try this out. Goddamn right. 42K. Okay. He was bragging about 39. I just hit 42. I know what he's doing. Now what I gotta figure out is what's the rotation when that shit is off. That's what I gotta do. I need some power back. I need dummies with power back. I need a simulation of a raid. I need a raid simulator. You know what I wish there was? I wish there was a console next to these goddamn dummies, right? Fucking here. That you could click on the console, and then you get 4 options. One says DPS, the other one says controller, the other one says tank, and the other one says healer. Now hear me out, because I've been thinking about this a lot. I know a bunch of the community fucking hates sparring targets, but hear me out. One, when this revamp goes live, so many people that didn't come into test and didn't read the forums and didn't watch any videos are going to be so lost that we may face a big, huge drop in the game, right? Which I'm afraid that may happen. Now, with something like my idea of role training bots, somebody could go into an instance like this and do what we're doing right now before we go ahead and try it out. We're just testing shit, figuring it out. I knew nothing about this power, you know? I got half of it just fucking reading the powers and everybody else is just helping me out, you know what I'm saying? But you can figure it out in a controlled environment. Whereas if you keep running into a raid and you don't know what you're doing time and time again, you're going to get discouraged some way or another. Especially with the stats revamp, especially if you've been 5-6 years in the game. So what I'm suggesting is that they, let me put this shit closer to my mouth. There we go. So what I'm suggesting is they put, in sparring targets like this, you get some options. Now if you choose DPS, this is the option you get. Now one of the things you can choose for DPS, you'll have like little sub-menus. You can switch power back on, power back off, right? Another thing that you can do with the sparring targets is give them more or less health. Like have a little meter in the bottom where you can mess around with their health for certain reasons. I don't know. But that would be your DPS options. You go ahead and go to that console and you pick tank. And if you pick tank, it'll give you 2 options. One option will be called pull. And then what the targets will do is they'll run forward for 10 seconds. They'll break out and then they'll respawn back here. And then they'll run forward 10 seconds, break out, and respawn back here. So it'll give you a chance to stand back here and pull them and practice your pulls. The other option for tank would be defend, right? So what you do is, and the option for defend in the bottom, it would have a meter of how much damage out the dummies are putting. And to not favor any weapons, you know how you just do, fucking punches and shit? When, when you're just throwing punches, when you don't have a weapon equipped? Well, to not favor any weapons, that's how you make the bots give you steady damage. So they would just stand there swinging, you know what I mean? And then you can step away if you don't want to take damage, get close if you want to take damage. And like I said, you can go back to the console and with the little meter in the bottom, adjust the damage that they're giving out. That way, if you're a tank, you can come in here and test your shields and test your damage absorption and test all that shit, and you can test your pulls, right? Now, you remember that option where they run forward for 10 meters and then break out, and then the cycle repeats itself again? Well, guess what? You do that shit for trolls too. You give that option to trolls. Once you give that option to trolls, you'll be able to practice your stuns against the moving target. Practice some troll moves have a pull as a tap combo or something like that. You can go ahead and practice your stuns and your pulls as a troll. Another option that you can have for a troll, power regen. And then the option will read like this. Bots, the training bots, they'll lose power at a steady rate until they hit zero. Once they hit zero, they'll re-up back up on power. And then what you can do is with the little gauge in the bottom, you can basically decide the rate at which the bots lose power at. And then what you do is you just come here and you practice your trolling. You know what I mean? You try to keep them powered up. And then what else? The next one would just be for healer. For a healer role, you do the same thing, but instead of power back, you give them health back. And then they lose health at a steady rate, right? And once they're losing health, your power, what you're trying to do, your goal would be to keep them healed. And if you can keep them healed with a certain power pool and let's say you can give all the options power on and power off, and then probably have a meter for how much power you're getting back. I mean, shit. There's a lot of things that you can do just by having a little damn console right here. If people don't have leagues, make it an event like you do Legends PvE. You know, you can queue up into the event and then you have 1 sparring target, 3 sparring targets, and 8 sparring targets, right? And then each one of those has a console, and then each console has the same shit. That's my idea for what I call role training bots. And thank you for telling me that it's a great idea, Storm. But to tell you the truth, I posted all this shit on the forums like 2 weeks ago. And they only got like 2 or 3 eyes. And I bumped it like 2 or 3 times. And people are like, you know what the major argument was, Storm? Nobody needs sparring targets.
Where's the love? I said, where's the love?
People want to act like I said before, the analogy I used before. People want to act like if a boxer never hit a punching bag. You know, there's a lot more to there's a thing that we do in this game, be it healing, be it tanking, be it DPSing. There's a lot that we do in the game that you can get so much more out of if you can practice in a controlled environment. Now you pair the fact that you pair these role training bots with the fact that you can already set up parsers to see your healing back, to see your power back, to see your healing out, to see your power out. You combine all that and guess what you just did? You just gave everybody the tools to figure out how to play the fucking game. Now you don't have to fucking explain it to everybody. Everybody could just go on here, practice their shit, practice their powers, pop a power here and there and see what it does. Oh look, that power CCs and has a knockback. I didn't know that. I'm glad I can find that out in a controlled environment when I don't have 6 other people doing shit right next to me either. So yeah, that's my idea for role training bots. Yeah, if you've been on and watched, thank you for watching, man, for real. Doing what we do just comes from a passion, you know. So having people that share that with us give us that fuel to keep going. So thank you.
Look, I'm on my grind, cousin. Ain't got time for frontin'. Sensitive thugs, y'all all need hugs.